Hey everybody, it's Barbara, and welcome to our fashion royalty review. It is such a gem, Dania Zarr, the 2019 design competition winner from the last Integrity Toys convention that we were able to have in person. Obviously, the 2020 and 2021 ones, pandemic causation, are not in person. Let me show you Ryan Liang, who is the wonderful artist who created Dania, and this is 375 out of the 1,205 that were made of Dania. Let's start with her face. This is the best, honestly, to me, this is the best part of the doll. She has an incredibly strong face, gorgeous red lip, sort of like a matte glossy combination, gorgeous blue eyes, a brown palette, light brown palette throughout the eye, bottom and top lid. Her lashes are real and applied, and it is lined in black. She has an incredibly strong cheekbone. I really hope you can see that in this video. And the cheekbones match the lips. Just to keep going, her nails are also obviously going to match her lips. And I wanted to point out, and I'll say more about the jewelry a little bit later on, that this is a typical bangle combination that we see quite often from Integrity Toys. I did dress her in the full gown with the train and the gold chain skirt. I also tried really hard to keep the choker in place, but unfortunately I broke it as it was coming out of the packaging. So what I decided to do was I wrapped the chain around her neck to get it as close as possible to the photo, and then I let it dangle in the back, which I don't think is necessarily a bad look. I've seen jewelry that does do that in the back, it dangles down, so I think it's a different kind of look. Very quickly about her hair, the top is softer than the bottom. The top has no product, the bottom obviously does have mucho product. And the earrings are simple, but they're cool. It's a stud earring, gold and diamond with the red ruby center. Obviously, these are all Swarovski crystals. I haven't had an earring like this in this style, so I'm glad to have it. I know that lots of other people have it as well in different colors, so it's good to have the ruby and the emerald, and it's nice to see the green and the red palette bouncing back and forth between the gown and the jewelry. So speaking of the jewelry, let's talk about that a little bit more. As you'll see in a second, they are bangles. Glad to have them. Same pattern, gold, diamante, and the red rubies. Very heavy jewelry, but appropriate to the depth of the gown. You have 3 bangles there and the one solid on her right. And of course, by the way, the nails are going to match her lips. That's the standard of Integrity Toys. The nails will always match the lips. Obviously, the top part of the bodice has some ruching and pleating. The sleeve is a romantic sleeve, very poofy. I thought it would have a cuff. It does not. It's just an open sleeve without a cuff to it. But it's a very nice off-the-shoulder look. I like it a lot. I like it a lot better with the skirt. I do not like it as a separate piece in the back. And it is going to close, by the way. Everything is going to close with hook and eye, including the skirt, which I'm going to go ahead and take off to show you that it is both a black panty underneath, and just so we can get a little bit more detailing. Yeah, pull up the panties for modesty's sake so I don't get a hit. I'm going to just pull off the skirt and we'll talk a little bit more in detail about it. The skirt is gold lame chain with black tulle lining. Both the gold lame chain and the black tulle are thin layers. That's just to give the skirt a little bit of ease. The heavier piece is the bodice, and the skirt is meant to be looser and more playful. I mean, don't get me wrong, the construction is excellent. The seaming is excellent. There's not a stray line anywhere. And that is, again, the back of the dress, just to show you again the bodice. I don't know if I like it as well without the skirt. Here's the shoe, open toe, sort of like a Roman sandal with the top band with the red jewel, again, the gold and the red playing through. Mercifully, there is a zipper in the back, so we're not dealing with buckles or ribbons or anything else like that. It's a very easy shoe to take on and off with the stiletto heel. Very nice construction through the arch. And of course, as always, the toes are going to be painted the same as the fingernails, which are painted the same as her lips. That very bold red lip, which you don't usually see on any Integrity product. So it was nice to see it here. And again, just to very briefly talk about the sash, which I took off. It is same material, green bridal satin. It's a little tricky to get on because of the hook and eye. You're going to see a cut here in a second. It took me a while to do it. But it's very well constructed. All in all, it's just minus the 10,000 tries you're going to have to take. Obviously, after 10,000 tries, I got it back on. And this is the last accessory, the purse. I'm not crazy about the purse either. And I'll tell you why. It's actually easier to put on than what this video is leading you to believe. It is very soft fur. It opens very wide. And you can put stuff in it from the boudoir collection or a phone or whatever. But it's, I don't know why we had the fur. It just didn't make sense to have something that playful with a look that this is that serious. I mean, I guess it kind of works in the sense that you have the cocktail look, so maybe to soften the cocktail look, you have the furry purse. But I prefer it with the whole gold skirt and the full, much more formal look. By the way, you also get an empress ring with this, which I didn't talk about, but this is a ring style that we've seen before as well. But again, if you don't have it with a red stone, it's nice to have. There's a lot of repetition in the jewelry, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, because as we know, we're in the middle of a pandemic, and it's very hard to create wholesale new when what already exists in a supply chain is hard to move from one position to another. You have the mold makers, they're in one part of the world. You have the pattern makers, they're in another part of the world. You have the seamstresses, they're someone else. You have the face-up artists, they're somewhere else. And it's very hard to move all the pieces together, even when you have the established prototypes, let alone create something new. I know we've all been frustrated. I've certainly been frustrated lately, waiting for Integrity to have new items. I really wish we had a chance to get more and to see things like the Monarchs back, or a stronger and longer fashion royalty collection instead of these capsule collections. But Integrity and everybody else, Mattel, Tonner, Hot Toys, Star Ace, whomever, they're all struggling. They're all trying to do what they can during this pandemic. As frustrated as we are, we need to have some patience. And we are at the light at the end of the tunnel. More dolls are coming. To wit, East 59th Street is coming, and that will be a future review of mine. But in the meantime, we need to appreciate what we have. And do we appreciate Dania? Do we get Dania? You absolutely 1000% get this Dania. She is my favorite Dania. She is my favorite face sculpt of hers. This is one of my favorite hairstyles. She looks fantastic. I think the whole playability of her look, the fact you can put the skirt with other skirts, with other bodices, the fact you can have the bodice alone or pair it with another skirt. The jewelry obviously goes with several different other fashion royalty pieces. So the doll herself, just to piece it out, has a lot of playability. but altogether as one solid doll, she has a lot of playability. And Ryan Liang did a phenomenal job creating this lady. This is true fashion royalty. This is the kind of strong, amazing character that we just haven't had in a really long time, and I am really glad that we have her. So I'm going to tell all of you, just be patient, enjoy the doll, and definitely if you can find her on the secondary market, as I did, this is the Dania to get. If you have not had a Dania Zarr yet in your collection, this is the Dania to get. So for me, Dania, and for me, Barbara, that sounded crazy, but for Dania, for me, for all of us, let's all be patient, stay safe, stay sane, and I will see you guys in my next review. You might get another Miniature Monday out of me before I get the East 59th Streets up, but the East 59th Streets are coming, and I will be reviewing them. So everybody take care, stay safe, bye-bye.